Okay, so you have a transaction, you've moved your documents from your email into the transaction, and so now we need to take those documents, like the documents that have a lot of different forms in them, for example, the residential purchase agreement package or the listing agreement the listing agreement package, or for example, when an agent will send you a whole bunch of disclosures all as one file. The question becomes, how do we take that file and break it up into our transaction? So we've got this one here where we brought in this large RPA package. And so what we want to do is, on this, you're going to hit the green arrow and you're going to select the split and rotate feature. The split and rotate feature is what we use when we want to split a document up, or if the documents come in scanned, sometimes they come in sideways or upside down, and you might need to rotate them so that you can see them correctly. All right, so let's take a look at how this is done. So when you have a big file, sometimes it takes a second for the larger files to load up in the split and rotate feature, so be patient with it. And when it opens up, excuse me, you will see the file and just this add split button over here to the left. Each page will be numbered as you go through the transaction. So if we come on down to through the file, as you're coming down to this page of the file, it's page 10. Now, this is actually page 4 of the RPA, but it's page 10 of the overall document that we imported. Okay, sometimes, again, you'll see they might come in like this if they were scanned. It's upside down. So that's when you would take the rotate, and excuse me, you can rotate these 90 degrees. So 4 different ways, right? Up, down, left, right. Pretty simple. Okay, so we're going to hit the add split. So let's, real quick, before we do that, take a look at our transaction. All of these pages that are blank, these are what we call placeholders. And placeholders are where executed documents go. So when we create, an RPA, when we submit an offer, it's not executed yet. So I don't want you to take an RPA that isn't fully executed and break it down in here. We wait until the offer gets accepted, executed by the other party, or a disclosure gets fully executed by both parties. And then we bring that document back and we split it and we put it in these placeholders. The reason why we do this is because when we need to go back and look at the file, audit the file, check the file, we need to be able to go quickly to those documents and find where they all are. That's why we go through the hassle of the split and rotate. Okay, so again, green arrow, split and rotate, and we're going to let this load up here again. All right, here it comes. So we're going to hit the add split, and that's going to create our first split. We're going to split pages of this document off from the whole. Okay, so there are certain placeholders that we have. Not every single document has a placeholder, just the important documents that we use a lot of the time. So the first document in this larger PDF is our real estate agency relationship. It's an important document, so we do have a placeholder. So we're going to hit the fill a placeholder button, and it's going to bring a list. Now, here you see the AD, agency disclosure. We are in a purchase transaction, so we're just going to have the buyer's agency disclosure. If this was a listing transaction, we would have both the buyers and the sellers up here in this list. So these lists are specific to the type of transaction that we're in. So agency disclosure, buyer, this is on an RPA, this is the buyer's agency disclosure. We're going to click that button and it's going to put the name. How many pages is the agency disclosure? Well, it's page 1 and then page 2, right? And then the next page is a different form. So it's pages 1 through 2. Okay. Then you're going to hit the add split button because we're going to split more out of here. If we were to hit save right now, we would only be pulling out the agency disclosure from this document. But we want to pull out all of the documents. So we're going to hit add split. So we're going to create a new split. And the next form down is our Fair Housing and Discrimination Advisory. So again, we're going to hit fill a placeholder, and we are going to scroll down to the Fair Housing and Discrimination Advisory. Hit OK, and that is a 2-page document, pages 3 and 4. So we're going to type in 3 through 4. And we're going to repeat this process. Add a split. The next document is the possible representation of more than one buyer or seller. Fill a placeholder. Scroll down. Possible representation of more than one buyer or seller. Hit OK. It's a 1-page document, so we just need to put that page. Add a split. Wire fraud advisory. We're going to hit fill a placeholder. Scroll down to the wire fraud advisory. It's a 1-page document. 6. Okay. Making sense here? Well, this one's a little bit trickier. Add a split. What is the name of this document? Well, this is the purchase agreement. Fill a placeholder. Now, in your zip forms, the residential purchase agreement and the listing agreement both have a period in front of them, and that makes them rise to the top of the alphabetical list. So don't look for the residential purchase agreement under R. Look for it at the very top. So there it is. It's pages, 7 through, let's see, there's more of the purchase agreement. There's where the client signs. That's where the agent sign. There's page 16 of 16. It's page 22. So it's 7 through 22. Okay, and we're going to add split. Buyer's investigation advisory. Pages 23 and 24. So fill a placeholder. Buyer's investigation advisory. Pages 23 through 24. Add a split. Fair Appraisal Act, the Fair Appraisal Act addendum. Fill a placeholder. Fair Appraisal Act addendum, page 25. California Consumer Privacy Act advisory. So fill a placeholder, and you'll see there it is right there, California Consumer Privacy Act advisory, page 26. And that's it. So that's our last split. Now when we hit save, it's going to take this 26-page document, and it's going to break it into its component parts, and it's going to automatically fill all of your placeholders. Now there is another feature that I want to show you guys. Let's say that part of the purchase agreement was out of order. Maybe the 8th and 9th pages got switched because they scanned them in and they had them in the wrong order. You could actually go 7, 9, 8 through 22. And that would take, well, actually, sorry, not 8. It would go 8 and then 10 through 22. So it would go get the 7th page, and then it would grab the 9th page and put it in front of the 8th page, and then the 10th page through the 22nd page. And that's how you can reorder things when they are sent to you out of order. Now when I hit the Save tab, you will see that it's going to take this 26-page document, break it into its component parts, and slide it into all of its placeholders. All right, there you go. It took a little bit, but there it did it. So your purchase agreement, your agency disclosure for housing, possible representation, wire fraud, CCPA, Buyer's Investigation Advisory, Fair Appraisal Act. Everything was put in there. The original file that you took, the original 26-page file, is still here. You can leave it here, or you can delete it so that it cleans up your file, get rid of it, or you can put it in the archive over here on the left side. You can drag it into your archive file if you wanted to. Now, when I go in to audit the file, I can find everything like I need it. If I just need to see your agency disclosure, it would just be a real quick 2-page document. Here it is. 1, 2, that's all I need. Nothing more, nothing less.